What's up, guys? Welcome to this video. And in this video I want to talk about how I divide my short-term, mid-term and long-term goals. In life, obviously we're gonna tweak paths a little bit. Things are gonna change, especially if we talk about the internet marketing industry. It changes so quickly that it's almost impossible to know for sure where things are gonna be in 20, 30 years, right? But at the same time, I think it's important to start thinking about what you want to do in the future, or not what you want to do in the future, but how you see yourself in the future. Like, what's your vision? I always think about that, how do I see myself in 50 years, in 40 years? Because the reality is that, if we don't die, right, we're gonna end up being 50 or 60. So what's the kind of lives that we want to live when we're that old? So I always think about that, and in this video I want to basically cover what I'm focusing on right now and what I see myself doing later on, also considering that things might change, that the internet will change. It's moving so fast that it's very hard to know for sure. But anyways, in the short term, what I'm doing is I'm taking advantage of the tools that are crushing it right now. All right, so like Facebook ads, Instagram ads, funnels, email marketing, webinars, things like that. These tools that allow me to get results fast, to grow my business fast, right? Sales, generating sales, customers is part of a short-term, strategy. But that short-term strategy fuels the mid-term strategy, which is building a really big internet marketing company, right? Now, I don't say that building an internet marketing company is a short-term goal, because that takes time. But I do leverage tools, like, for example, if I launch a campaign today, then that's going to be something short-term that allows me to get to the mid-term, which is building the big internet marketing company. But at the same time, honestly, I don't know if I'm going to be doing internet marketing in 20 years, 30 years. Maybe yes, maybe no. Who knows? But what I do know for sure is that in the long term, like in the next 30, 40, 50 years, what I think I want to be doing or focusing on is actually real estate, right? Real estate. Because I like to build things. I've always liked to build things, like in Monopoly, right? I used to play Monopoly when I was very little. And I always liked the feeling of getting like apartments in my properties, hotels in my properties. I've always liked things where I build things like The Sims or Roller Coaster Tycoon or or Minecraft. These games where you're always building something. I've loved these games, and I feel like life is also like a game, right? You gotta in the game of life, you gotta make money, right? And then take that money and reinvest it on things where you're building. So what I want to do is I want to focus on the short-term tools that allow me to get results fast, get more customers, more sales, to grow a big internet marketing company that delivers massive value to people in the midterm, and then in the long term, use that money, reinvest on real estate to build a huge real estate empire. So by the time I am 40, 50, 60, I'll probably have 100 units or 100 houses or 100 pieces of property, right? And these properties will allow me to have like a super stable, mega stable future. And I plan to own the majority of my properties. I don't plan to buy, I could have 20 more properties right now if I use debt and everything, but I prefer not to. I prefer to just buy them and make them be mine, right? I don't want to be owing millions of dollars all my life. So that's just my personal preference. But the point of this video is to tell you that, I don't only focus on the short term, like on what is the next Facebook strategy that is working on 2020. I use those tools to build my midterm goal, and my midterm is fueling my long term. Now, every single day, I'm in the trenches building my short term and midterm every single day. But frequently, not so frequently, but let's say every week or every month, I'm working on the long term, right? At the same time, I'm investing in the stock market in companies. So that's also part of my long term. Once a month on the same date, I invest the same amount of money in an index fund in the S&P 500, right? That's also my long term. So in the long term, I really just see myself like doing real estate deals, looking at properties, building things, and in the next maybe 10 years, 20 years, get the most out of internet marketing, and build a really big company, help a lot of people. It's gonna be cool, honestly, to like in 20 years look back and see this video. I wonder what I'm gonna be doing back then. But I always like to be very, very clear about where I'm heading, and not just letting life take me throughout the journey. I prefer to have control, and basically tell life like, hey, this is what's gonna happen. I know it's probably gonna change a little bit. Things aren't gonna be exactly as planned, and things are moving very, very fast. But this is where we're going, and I'm telling life, this is where we're going. I'm not having life tell me what's gonna happen. So that's just my little story. If you find it valuable, let me know in the comment section. Let me know what are your short-term plans, mid-term plans, and long-term plans. Certainly our short-term plan is make money, right? Mid-term plan is like build a big company, and then you have to define a long-term plan. But at the same time, here's the thing. If you only focus on making money right now, it's hard to build the mid-term, which is the big company. At least that's how I see it. Like if you only focus on making money, it's hard to build a really big company. So in the short term, you have to kind of like balance things out. You have to focus on customers, but you also got to focus on building the midterm goal. So hopefully it's not that confusing. But thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want to learn more how you can work with me, go to workwithsebastian.com, and that's basically it. I'll see you tomorrow.